LeBron James. JJ Redick is not quite ready to make that big of a deal of it before the game on Sunday.
JJ, LeBron's 18 points away from scoring 50,000 points between.
Oh, you know what?
Can I get my question out?
Well, I meant to start this with saying I know one of you is going to ask me about the 18,000 or the 18 points to 50,000. Can we wait till he does it?
No,
because you're going to ask me after the game.
I'm not asking about the accomplishment. I'm not asking about the. You could allow me to ask my question.
Y'all must be cool for you guys to be able to have that type of exchange. Of course, LeBron did have 17 in that game. Should have been 18, right? Now joining us, Lakers reporter Dave McMenamin. So, Dave, how are the Lakers approaching this gargantuan milestone by LeBron James?
I mean, certainly it's going to be celebrated. JJ Redick's made a point of when anyone on the team makes an accomplishment, he's going to call them out in the locker room after the game, present the game ball. They're all going to cheer, maybe a water shower in there. I will make a point that while this is right now being recognized, LeBron has 99 points that have gone unaccounted for.
Oh.
3 in play-in tournament games, 3 games in play-in tournament, and 24 points in the in-season tournament championship game. So those 99 points, he's already above 50,000 by my standard. I'm just going to say that. But the bigger thing here is this is something that you want to embrace. It builds team camaraderie, being a part of this moment for all the guys in that locker room. But they have much bigger things in store for them coming up.
Dave, I've seen you around this Laker team in years past, and, sometimes it was hard, but I see you, smiling. Yeah. The vibes are high. Perk, in the myriad of LeBron James numbers, where does 50,000 career points stand?
That's a record that would never be broken, right? Like we could talk about, the made 3-pointers and, rebounds, blocks and all this. 50,000 points, no one will ever break that record. You know why? Because I don't believe there will be another player that will be able to play the amount of time, the amount of years at this level that LeBron James has done it at. 22 years of greatness. He's still, to this day, me and David, we can go back and forth on this all day long. But even today, he's in the conversation as being the best player in the NBA.
Yes, he is. He's in the conversation. We're having a conversation right now, and the conversation is he's not in the top 1 or 2, but the conversation has been had. But I will say this, though. LeBron right now is his numbers are comparable to that MVP year he had almost a decade ago with the Miami Heat. That is what this dude is doing. That's why the number that is as impressive to me as any is the number that he will end off with, because we don't know what that number is. The dude's at 50,000 now, but Luka's adding years to his, to his possibility. This dude can go up a few thousand more and make this even more of an untouchable record. Even though, Perk, he ain't the MVP right now, he is still putting up incredible lifetime, all-time great numbers.
David, to your point, LeBron's numbers since turning 40 or even closer to his numbers in the 2012-2013.
Just give us the super juice. I know he's Mr. Space Jam. Just give us the super juice. It's not a matter of if, it's when, and we've got options.
We'll see as far as him going out and making those 2 free throws.
So you see those free throws, it reminds you a little bit of Kobe after the Achilles, Clay after an ACL, the fans obviously giving him love and support as he sunk both free throws. But later on, more bad news for Dallas. On this play, you see right there, Jaden Hardy drives, and he goes down hard.
They are running out of bodies.
They are.
I mean, they're running out of bodies, and there's nothing much they can do about this right now.
Yeah, he would leave the game as well. It was a miserable day for the Mavs on Monday as they lost to the Sacramento Kings. Now entering play Monday, Kyrie had been leading the league in minutes per game since January 17th at 38.7 a game. He also carried a heavy scoring burden in this time, scoring the 6th most points per game. And it's been a real rough stretch in Dallas. First, the blowback from their fan base after trading away their franchise player, Luka Doncic. Then Anthony Davis goes down with an injury during his debut as a Mav, and he's still out. And now Kyrie, he's done for the season. So, Perk, where do the Mavs go from here?
Up. That's the only way they can go up. This is a minor setback for a major come up. And look, if I'm the Mavs, I rest Anthony Davis, but think about it. A lot of people are like, oh man, we don't have nothing to look forward to, and that's a lie. When it comes down to ACL injuries, right, this is not the 1990s. Right, the NBA is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have the best doctors. They have the best technology. And you're talking about a guy in Kyrie Irving that's going to put 100% into his rehab and getting back on the floor. I'm not worried about Kyrie. I know his mentality. Anthony Davis, he's going to come back with a chip on his shoulder. We saw it before he got injured, how he was playing like he had something to prove. The Mavs are going to be just fine. Again, the pressure is on them in the next 2 to 3 years to actually go out there and win a championship.
Perk, I share your hope and optimism that Kyrie will bounce back, but I cannot help but think that the indelible, lasting, tragic image of the Dallas Mavericks post the Luka Doncic trade is Anthony Davis in street clothes carrying a hobbling Kyrie Irving off to end his season with a torn ACL. This is after Dallas said that the major reason that they were trading Luka Doncic was because of health concerns. And now you have the two big stars out probably for the rest of the season. And some of this was avoidable. Dallas has to eat the fact that they have been playing Kyrie Irving, who has been injury prone, more minutes than anybody else in the league at age 32. They have to hold that loss and think about what they have done. And my heart goes out to Kyrie because he bounced back from being essentially a pariah by the time that he was traded to Dallas. The Nets did not want him. His reputation was in the mud, and he worked himself back up to being a number 2 option on the NBA Finals team. And now he was playing, basically to end his season because his star has been traded, and now you're injured for the rest of the season. And a lot of that is institutional failure by that Mavericks team because Kyrie and that team deserve better than how this ended up.
Yeah, and what Perk said, there's good news. We started the segment hearing from Shams Charania saying hopefully, and this is what they're thinking, that it's solely the ACL, which is actually good because sometimes when you have these types of injuries, it can affect other ligaments and other structures. So at least hopefully you think that the recovery time is maybe in the 6, 7, 8 months, 9 months range. But obviously, we're going to look at an offseason that has huge implications. What are those?
Well, there's a couple things here. Certainly, the likelihood is that they're going to have a lottery pick here. And as we saw a few years ago, it worked out for them with Derek Lively. They're 3 games ahead of Phoenix, 4 games ahead of Portland. One of those teams likely will probably catch them. I think tonight the big question is going to be what happens with Kyrie Irving. He's got a $43 million player option, certainly has the luxury to opt in and to maybe extend off that number, but he's 30. He's going to be 33 in 2 weeks. It's the same knee from 2015 when he hurt it in the NBA Finals here. And it's a significant risk, certainly for the Mavericks, as far as committing significant money long term here. They've got 12 players under contract, and the finances moving forward are certainly high. The good news is that, as I said, they can kind of regroup a little bit with that lottery pick.
Yeah, and you were hoping that they would make a push up the standings because the Kyrie injury comes as the Mavs sit at 10th in the West, 3.5 games ahead of the Suns for the 10th seed, and then 6 through 9 are separated by just a half game. Now, this is a race that the Thunder have a watchful eye on as they try to forecast their potential first-round opponent. OKC is sitting pretty, 11 games